Absolutely, and this is where, listen, we've got to be finding out what the server actually has to say for us, because as much as we might speculate, the question will only be answered on it. I'm also very curious about where actually Blitz will be playing in from. Obviously, Dark is a big angle, but I think Techno might be more suited to that based on the other position he plays. So it's going to be interesting as we head into the game.
Right, let's sink our teeth right into Anubis. Second map in the series. Lynn already leading one as a result of winning their map pick. But the Mongols are looking to answer here on their T side. 9-10, we saw some nice shots on the P250. And this time it'll ring off without any connection. But they are creeping close to middle. There are 3 players here on the Lynn side, though, with Blitz. An instant follow-up headshot, but G's there to compensate for this attempted split towards this B bomb site. westmelon, 1 kill just as that smoke comes up and into this 3 versus 2, where westmelon sits on 2 HP.
Okay, time there, so they need to get a move on with things. Techno and Mzinho might be able to actually find a couple of quick picks and back off. They've got a great cross between them. Techno could just try and play around the corner of this pillar. He's not even letting Mzinho take contest over here. Emilia, by the time he scrolls around, will finally be taking a face, which really is just firing back immediately. So great hold in the 2v3. Techno keeping things under control.
Yeah, some nice instant headshots by a series of the Mongols players on that pistol round, even with the efforts of G in stopping that second prong to the assault. Just very difficult for them to do much to slow the post-plant position taking from the Mongols. They played together, and Lynn decided to opt in much the same direction. Made it very difficult for them to line up those kills onto Techno, who was doing a good job of remaining elusive.
Don't know if you saw that cool dark smoke, by the way. He lined it up from spawn, and then he just did the quick strafe backwards, and just chucked it out from there just for a faster dark smoke.
Of course, a lot of spawn-based utility on this map.
Well, okay. Someone needs to be taking lessons from Cabal. Does get the one at the very least, so at least there's that. Mzinho, however, is just not stopping. He is good to go for a little bit more. G to fall to his own teammates 5-7.
Well, the fact that these players are low enough that a single tag on this scout can do them in, they're a little bit concerned. Could be a 5-7 close. So they don't want to give fights like that away. It'll be on Techno and Blitz to really carve out a path for the rest of the squad. A headshot would have been nice there for Starry, but now that he's been spotted, they'll leave Blitz to simply finish off this frag because Starry's out in the open, and Blitz will find him. So ultimately, no problems here for the Mongols. 4 players stay alive, and it's a good effort there from Mzinho to have found those 3 kills over on that A-bomb site, even against the 4 spy. Yeah, it is strange. We've had a big change in the way the maps are developed and the way the Counter-Strike community appreciates sort of open skyboxes. I remember at one point in time, teams and players were annoyed at, oh, they can just keep refreshing the smoke on Banana from the A-bomb site on Inferno. And then they added a skybox and everyone was like, oh, it fixes the problem. And now we're moving into...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, it's a problem now in a different way. And then we get maps like Ancient, like Anubis, where the skybox is fairly open. You know, Mirage had the opening of their skybox. Anubis basically doesn't have one.
I find it funny that the entire world, including the like collective CS mapping community, just decided on the same thing, that just make bigger walls.
Yeah, which is somewhat limiting. But then moving into CS2, it feels like basically all those skyboxes are gone as well, so...
Are they? On Ancient and stuff as well?
I mean, they're already very open, so I don't think they've changed much. The buildings are high enough that they act as the skybox.
But there's like some weird wall skyboxes and stuff, though, right? Like,
yeah,
invisible walls?
Maybe needs a bit of further testing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know.
It's just an interesting culture shift, is all.
Technology develops, and I guess so do we. Asik, however, his development will be in the afterlife. Starry comes out with a clean shot. First kill for him. Pretty clean first 3 rounds for Mongols as they are able to close down on the pistol.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? This is actually turning out to be a lot of damage being dealt by Starry over here. Mac 10 as well, so in case he wants to maybe farm out some cash with that, there is a possibility.
He's getting rid of it, of 100%, because we're moving into a full buy, so...
I mean, I was hoping he'd throw himself at them before.
Yeah, well, we don't get what we want.
Isn't that the truth?
No
Lynn Vision,
shot.
however, will be
Amelia...
getting an op because of that Mac 10. Emilia manages to hold on to that as he's given the op to G and prioritizing full utility for himself instead.
Yeah, well, westmelon's the one that actually dropped the op, so I'm a little confused why Emilia has prioritized util over this.
Molotov madness, Michael.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, perhaps. Hope it doesn't come back to bite him.
Oh, what a shot from Zacher. The flash from Emilia didn't even completely blind out Techno. It's just a straight swing in. Emilia's feeling good about that utility now, but trust me, buddy, this second flash is where it's all about. Even the dink onto Blitz. You dare question the utility, Michael? How could you?
Yeah, fantastic flashes. Really teed Lynn Vision up for success. Zacher with 3.5 kills. See if they can actually finish off that half, or whether the Mongols will be able to find an answer right back. Mzinho not reacting to G swinging out from heaven and already being dinked up. Blitz a sitting duck to the wide swing of G. A bit of a vulnerability, perhaps, that could have been exploited had Blitz tapped that bomb and simply swung. But not to be. The Mongols humbled in that first gun round.
Those are some great flashes. Emilia, I know you're on 0 kills, but buddy, you did your part.
Yeah, those 3 are basically his. Zacher's the one on 0 kills.
Well, I need to play by these rules.
Without
I'm gonna have so many 30 bombs, Michael.
Without me, you would have nothing.
Toxic relationships at their finest, but Hastica, that's a little bit toxic, man. They just came out to say hello, and Emilia's already had his head cut off.
Yeah, and his struggles will continue after a very stellar nuke performance on the CT side, starting 0 and 5. Kind of surprising that Lynn decided to go in for a disruption like this so quickly in the half. Only round number 5, and suffering as a result of it. 1 kill from Starry in response, but he's lost his compatriot on this bomb site. Starry a follow-up frag, and 9-10 will trade at the very least. G even cut down, trying to get something going in response, but Zacher only the 1 frag, an AWP recovered, and no funds back into the pockets. No built-up cash here for Lynn Vision. Likely a save call here from Zacher. The Mongols breaking through that aggression and just collapsing on that A bomb site with the split.
I'm a little bit surprised to see just how aggressive that Lynn Vision actually gets in the beginning of that round. That's really what gives away such an early advantage. You know, didn't feel like they were pressured into something. Lynn just trying to make a play and see if they can sort of change up things, test out Mongols as default, but yeah, that's a test they failed.
And failing to save the AWP as well. It's been a while since Zacher's wielded the AWP, so, you know, it's not put the same level of practice in. Now, because of the way they handled that first gun round, you do have enough floating cash to get the AWP out, but some of that utility, which they prioritized in that first gun round, will be absent. All of 9-10 probing into the speed bomb site, and a wide peek in from westmelon. Just wanted to insert himself in a glyph, and they'll lose a secondary player on B. Emilia trapped now behind a smoke, but they know he's positioned round the back of the site.
Zacher's one has actually found so much space. At least that's what he thinks. Mzinho was just creeping in behind him. Great map awareness, and Blitz just holds on, knows that the CTs will continue to push into him. That has been the Lynn bane in these few gun runs that they've lost out, and, well, 2, I guess. Flash is nice, but G's position given up, and there's going to be 100 angles to play against. Mzinho's ducked out underneath one of them.
Yeah, and that's can we get a bit of deliverance. Mzinho up to 8 kills already. And just being that secondary player to assault into that B bomb site. They slowed down even though they got those 2 kills there on the Mongols because they were anticipating the rotates, even with the smoke that was down. It actually provided extra cover for the CTs to get around to the back of the bomb site. So Mzinho maintaining that position in it dark helped keep them composed. Otherwise, they might have hightailed it out of there once they knew where that last player was. Techno, once again, just going in for some of these entry picks. Pistol's not really striking as of yet here for the Lynn camp. A foot spotted. That's a little awkward. Blitz is just looking and thinking, are you not going to swing out further, my friend?
Emilia's watched too many movies where the protagonist just, nice shots from Starry, but the protagonist just sticks a foot in the door right before he closes. He's like, I'm going to try that. That's not how CS works, buddy.
Yeah, the elevator door's about to close, and then suddenly there's a hand. It's like, oh, you were going to leave without me?
That doesn't work as well if there's like an AK-47 on the other side of it.
Yeah, probably best you leave that man alone. Double up. And into Starry's hands on that secondary AWP.
He's got the spawn for it. He doesn't want to contest too hard though. I think you might have heard a few players coming over his way. 910's got the long range scope down as Hostika's cover man. That's not where the Molotov's supposed to go, Blitz.
Nor the smoke, really. Gap around either edge of it, so Blitz doesn't feel too safe.
And he shouldn't.
No, absolutely not.
I like how tempered Mzinho has been playing. It's largely been reactionary to Lynn. It's something that will make you struggle a bit more so versus a team that is more certain in their CT side. But for this particular matchup, it's great. However, now full A side executes coming in, but there are 3 players ready to intercept. G spotted out. He pulls out the smoke way too early, and Mzinho with the double entry's got perfect timing. Zacher even taken down. Mzinho keeps it going.
Yeah, what a flurried effort there from Mzinho. Just moving in and finding kill after kill. Immediate punishment on G, who makes a pivotal mistake. You know, as that first point of contact on the bomb site, dropping a smoke doesn't have as much of a priority as just simply keeping yourself alive, and he falls victim to it. Hostika even hunting on the attempt to eliminate these weapons out from Lynn Vision. And they are making this very, very dominant. Already up to 7-1. Lynn on the CT side of Nuke was certainly a breath of fresh air for that roster, but Mongols come with a chip on their shoulder. Well, this time, sorry, does save that AWP, and because of the fact they've lost so many rounds already at the start of this map, they do sit on max loss bonus, so it's now a discussion about whether they buy up around this AWP. Are they even finding enough success to justify it? They did get the opening pick via G's AWP. It was just that A-side defense that crumbled.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to be half-playing. We'll be running out of rounds to actually try and contend for soon, though. That's something to be concerned about. Nine, 10. See, this is where I get confused because we've seen aggression from Lynn whenever they're in their gun runs, but less so stacks or aggression with 5.7s and deagles and things like that. Does seem slightly counterintuitive, even if yes, absolutely it can work, but
yeah, I think the problem is always that the fights, the aggressive positions you can hold are actually quite long range, bar this one. Inside of A main, oh my goodness, Mzinho not only finds a free kill in the back, but then the instant adjustment onto Zacher, who was supposed to be protecting his teammate. Oh, this round has gone about as poorly as it could have. Maybe there's still a cause for concern here for the Mongols, though. Even though they got so much space on that A-bomb site, they're hightailing it back to B.
And Mzinho's 13 and 2 after the game. He had a nuke. I don't know if, like, Blitz is called up Bartek in the middle of the game, being like, yo, give him some of that brotherly love if you know what I'm talking about. Tell him to frag out in the next one.
Tell me a childhood secret that he wouldn't want exposed on the timeline. He needs motivation.
Who did he have a crush on when he was 13?
That was only 3 years ago, mind you.
I know, that's why it's even more dangerous.
Yeah, too relevant, too new, too fresh. Well, their save effort once again will succeed here for Lynn, but is there going to be much of an effort put out by them to save this half? Right now,
asking the tough questions, Michael.
There are really a lot of problems to be discovered, and a lot of it is coming down to just anticipating when these fights are going to be coming their way. Seeing the players get caught off guard on the Lynn camp.
If this is a no-picture zone, how come we have so many flashes going on?
Those ain't pictures.
Oh, I'm assuming that's flash photography that's disallowed, but hey, man.
Yeah, but they're usually outside.
Hmm.
How often are you flashing inside of Temple, for example?
And it happens. Westmelon, though? Sorry,
Who's
buddy. You are...
God.
No! Hastika's too worried about the facing smoke in Westmelon as well. So both players just back off, and now with the Molotov at Westmelon's feet, he might have realized that this could have been a kill found for either side.
Yeah, from our version of the smoke, it actually looked like he had a little gap to have seen the feet, but on his, maybe slightly different. And Mzinho, this time trying to go in for a double entry once again. There was a flash to accompany, but this time Emilia can turn as a result of the flash. That was what he was trying to dodge prior. But they have a lot of room in middle. There's nobody that can even really deal with that on the Lynn Vision side. It's only G that holds the cross, but from very far away with that ult.
Oh, that's a self-flash if I'm not wrong, but G will not be able to take advantage of it. Molotov just being prepped up and primed as a smoke. What? 9-10 pulls out the 5-7, expecting perhaps the push, but not expecting it to be that fast. Zacher now needs to hold on with the A1, and indeed, him and Emilia are able to get it done. So this time, the A side defense much more effective as they do start to cluster away from heaven and have a slightly more aggressive posture closer to pillar.
Yeah, that's actually strange as well, because it looked like Lynn were kind of uncomfortable with what was going on. They had so much room. We're looking at it from G's point of view. He's pulling out utility after he realizes they're coming through the A connector. And it kind of runs opposite or perpendicular to what Emilio had planned, just sitting behind the smoke in A main, which is why G was covered. I think he hit him with the smoke, and that was enough to whip Emilia straight through instead, so... A little odd, a little uncomfortable, but they kept all their players alive, so really the best looking round we've seen from Lynn thus far this half. That might be the solution. I know that there are quite a few teams when we sort of eyeball the top of the circuit that will just simply give up mid-control and try and hold these passive setups. Maybe that's what Lynn need themselves. That was a good adaptation from them. Oh god. Very dangerous there from Westmelon. Peering around those smokes to spam was almost enough to take him out of the round. Well, they are going to play contained inside the bomb sites. And A is the one that's seen the most reinforcements. Because this time they don't have that forward A main pressure. So Mongols have a little bit more to play around with, but how are they to know? They're still going to be as methodical in clearing it out.
They're looking to double phase, perhaps? No, they're just pushing through and right into the waiting arms. This is the worst timing you could go for the push. Not that they know it, but now they do, I guess. Emilia's just having a field day.
Yeah, it played right behind that smoke in A main. And the Mongols weren't content to just simply wait around with it. They were trying to flash in for that fight, but given Emilia's position, you know, it's actually a spot where that flash is going to find very little effectiveness, you know, unless it goes deep enough or he's so far back on that pillar that, you know, he has that view of the window. Had they dropped a flash kind of behind the players coming out of that A main smoke, maybe there was a chance, but again, just a misread potentially on how Lynn were going to be positioned, and they're now just down into pistols here on the Mongols' effort. Sorry, made out, and Blitz does find that kill. That's already an AWP that can be recovered. westmelon has to stand his ground, and stand he does. 2 kills, 3 headshots in from westmelon, and it's only this bomb going down here for Hastika. That's the only saving grace. westmelon, a commendable effort on this B-side hold.
God, man, Blitz comes out with this really fast Tech 9 play. And immediately westmelon fires back. Fantastic stuff coming out from him. He's not had the best game, right? With that triple, he's up to 5, but he's still looking crispy as can be. In the meanwhile, we have to ask the question of Mongols that is this going to be something similar to map number 1?
Big leads left to squander. They do have 2 swings at it, though. This qualifier to IEM Sydney does have a lower bracket, so lose this game, you're not out of the running just yet, but you obviously don't want to be there. That's one of your 2 lives extinguished.
Obviously, in the meanwhile, if anyone... Actually, we'll wait for the anti-eco to give updates for other games, perhaps. With the way the money is, it might end up being an anti-eco soon if Mongols aren't able to get a kill soon. Nice double setup. Zacher combining forces with the AWP in a slightly different way than he used to once upon a time, I guess. Hastika, oh, spotted and plucked out Starry. Very narrow angle, and it's Emilia to fall and trade, sure, but look at how fast Zacher is to just come behind and stay behind the smoke. He knows Blitz loves to go through. The Zacher is already all day.
Now that is a perplexing move. 2 versus 4, and Starry is alone on the B bomb side. Has to be worried about Dark as well as B main, but they're pulling out smokes. They've just drawn one, and westmelon drawing blood just before that bomb can even feel safe to plant down. Mzinho, a 1-on-3, and still pressure being applied every which way. They even have Zacher on a flank, so this is a very tough spot.
Zacher's also going for a flank all the way out from B main rather than just trying for a late Dark commitment. Mzinho, though, he's taking the fight to them. Could just be a quick lineup. An op in the hands of westmelon isn't conducive, but G's there to swap out positions and trade it out as well. 5th round found for Lynn Vision. Mongols will have the benefit of the bomb plant to boost up their economy, but that's not a gun round behind it regardless.
From 8-1 to now 8-5. This is... yeah, fallen right through the fingertips here of the Mongols, and even with that bomb plant down, can't really get the best buy coming into this round. They have accrued up a healthy loss bonus. So this is actually a spot where, you know, buying down even to, you know, 1.5k is justifiable, I think. But no, they're just gonna swing in with a full buy.
This is a gamble for 10 that I don't really like very much, but I think Blitz might feel like they've lost too much momentum these past few rounds. And they just want to try and commit to something maybe a little bit different, something a little bit faster. Just a full B-side hit wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but they're still split up for the default. I also just notice the money on the CTs. It is beefy.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about funds. They put it all in a savings account.
On that account is saving the day. We'll give you that.
See how many risks are taken here by the Mongols. Trailing through smokes has not actually borne too much fruit. Techno, don't know if he spotted that head, so Blitz actually caught with nades out, and G gets both in mid. Techno wanted that trade, but instead just another victim.
Seems like it might be just another round for Lynn Vision as well. Oh, Hasika does, however, get a trade onto westmelon. Starry's also just a dead man. I think 910 might have found a timing to duck underneath the rescoping. She does trade though, so advantage maintained. A 3 versus 2. Hasika and Mzinho could be trying to replicate the pistol round success that they got early on between Mzinho and Techno. But very different positions. Molotov from Mzinho would be revealing his, and that means they can look to isolate. Flashes are good. Smoke is down. Zacher is waiting, and Hastika will fall. Zacher just has Mzinho walk right into him. 6 secured for Lynn Vision.
Yeah, I mean, great util usage there from Lynn, having enough of a gap around that smoke as well in at Temple, extinguishing that Molotov and just keeping the pressure applied. Lynn are on a hell of a run. 5 rounds straight, and the Mongols have not been able to counteract it. The fact they got that bomb down does make their buy just as good as the round just gone. But like you said, that momentum is fully out of their hands. And even with the big mistakes happening on that B bomb site, that was a really good-looking punish there from Hastika and those B main players to get back into the round. Look at this pace change. Techno fast in towards this A site, has the bomb carrier alongside him. Emilia 1 kill, but doesn't have the reinforcements as of yet. Zacher 1 kill, and G's right behind him. The flash can provide a little bit more room, but they're getting trapped. They're throwing util, and Zacher is taking that chance to go out swinging with fight splits, at least getting that room he needs to get that bomb in.
That's what I'm missing out on. Crucial flashback as well. Blitz will be able to find him. No! The headshot's all that connects, but it's not enough. 3 on 2, but 2 of these players might as well be feathers waiting to be blown away by a gust of wind. Molotov will displace, and Mzinho just holding on, but he can't hold on to his life now. A 1-on-1. G, smoke at the ready, doesn't deploy it, knows where the last player is, and now could just look to stick, and Mzinho's panicking. He's rushing forward. Mzinho will end up finding it. 9 secure, and we're off to a break to see what they can do in the second half.
Well, we entered the second half, second map pick, or second map in the series, rather, between Lynn and the Mongols. And the Mongols squandered an 8-1 lead moving into the second half. So we'll have to see whether they rectified that problem, that issue that they encountered on the Lynn Vision comeback, or whether Lynn will be able to bridge that gap even further. The pistol, a great place to start, and Lynn are already looking to probe in towards the A side of the map. 4 players already heavily clustered, ready and rearing to go.
God, this angle from Blitz is one of those where if you're just trying to jiggle peek, you could just be decapitated. But why wait for an angle when Blitz can just swing?
They're running.
Yeah, they need to. 9-10 though. He's no joke. Trying to contend with him, not using the Molotov. They need to use it for the bomb site take instead. And around the corner is Techno's dualies. 2 pistols that will never fire off a single shot. CTs though on the recovery. Hasek and Blitz finding a kill apiece. And now it's a 2v3. This time for Lynn Vision. Last time we saw one thing like this. It was a T-side win. And it looks like it'll be replicated. Zacher and westmelon still put it all together.
2 kills a pop for each of them, and I mean, you looked at the kill that we got out of westmelon instantly onto Blitz, just a headshot just as he's falling out of the window into the canals. That looked like it could have really spelled out some doom and gloom had there been just a success on one of those fights at the start of that retake. But Lynn, even though they lost that opening man, they were 4 versus 5 to start off that pistol round. Put the pieces all together. Stack on the B bomb site. They do go for boosts. Blitz alone on his efforts to hold on to mid, and will miss his opening bullets. So westmelon punishes, and this can be a quick wrapping play into A, which had no occupants.
This is the problem with stacks. I love to see them, but I do hate to see what happens when you don't walk into them.
Yeah, it's got 2 prongs. Either works wonders or it's not worthwhile. Well, they do drop 1 gun. Thing is, Emilia is in for a backstab that can allow him to farm up some extra cash. All on armored players. 1 kill there. Another player spotted. And hearing the shots rattled off, Emilia sweeps 3 under the rug. An extra $1,800 into his pockets.
Now comes out the guns. I was gonna say big guns, but really they're just guns in general. 9-10 going for the naked op. I am divided on that one. It seems like Anubis is one of these maps where you're almost definitely gonna get some spam damage, some nade damage coming your way on most of these common opping angles. Techno wants to be a ninja. Flashbang is fantastic, but Hasek has still given the cover fire necessary from Techno to keep himself alive. Zacher, however, given a lot of space to move in from dark and just quickly find the first kill. Techno has been allowed to re-navigate inside the bomb site, so Zacher is looking for a ghost. He's already wooed away, but Zacher is still no less evasive, finding more and more on the bomb site. Zacher is doing it all, even flushing out Blitz, although flushing him out to his own death instead.
Oh, what a hero. And look what it's done to the rotates of the Mongols. They're both convinced that it has to be something more on this B bomb site. Why else was Zacher fighting tooth and nail to secure room on that bomb site if not for it to be the intended target? They've slipped on by through mid, back towards A, and they are simply waiting around to see if the Mongols reset back in their direction. Are they going to go through spawn? That could have been a crazy decision. But westmelon will have that Molotov, enough room to get the plant down. Blitz just runs straight through it, and he's a dead man walking. Westmelon inside of Blitz's brain knew just as well that as soon as that Molotov hit the deck, Blitz was coming through. Mzinho, a 1-on-2 now presented to him. Doesn't have a kit, but has an HE that could finish off one of these players inside of heaven. westmelon the healthier player, but all about who actually peaks who actually sees what's coming their way. Mzinho, full clear, an instant headshot, and Starry had to hit the insta too. Had Mzinho time to react, one bullet would have done Starry in, and it could have been another impressive clutch from the youngster of the Mongols, but it's not to be. It's a 9th and a tying round here for Lynn Vision. What on earth is happening in this Lynn Vision camp that they find themselves in the hole so often? You know, we've caught them a lot more frequently recently, and they'll find themselves in these spots very, very often. But second halves, even just the recovery of the, you know, that first quarter of the game, I suppose is the right way to think about it. That first quarter is often plagued by poor starts.
Blitz at this point, his deagle can't find anything. Gotta say, man, there's always players in, you know, traditional sports as well who take time to heat up. I think football/soccer is generally one of the best examples from that, from what I understand. I don't understand much about it, but because it's such a low-scoring sport, it's more okay. But yeah, CS much more akin to basketball.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think basketball's a very good comparison for that.
Yeah. But hey, man, I guess it doesn't matter if you can get the points at the end of the day. Just as a reminder to everyone, Mzinho is 20 and 11. He was 13 and 2, so he's still having an okay performance. It's just that he's not the superstar hot man that he was a little bit before, and without that, Mongols have not got anyone to prop them up.
Well, they have done some decent damage. They don't have kits is the real problem, so even though they bring it back to a 2-on-2, very hard to justify going for this when they know that basically as soon as they got into that bomb site, on top of that bomb, they'd have to stick it from there on out, and that's just not conducive to actually winning the round. I know you wanted to give a little update to the viewers at home about how the other series is going on in the IEM Sydney Asia Close qualifiers. And I'm going to steal that one from you. Atox took the first map on Ancient, 16-9, and currently find themselves at the half with an 8-7 lead on Overpass. So Atox, definitely one of our, probably the lowest rated team, I think even domestically, like even if we're taking HLTV and those types of rankings out of the equation, Atox definitely the team that have the most to prove. They're a newer roster, but already putting up a good showing against one of the favorites.
It'll be interesting to see if we can have a full upset, because double upset territory would be pretty scary for these qualifiers.
Yeah, it would be mad if the two most internationally recognized teams both find themselves in the lower bracket in round 1.
I am definitely sort of rooting for Atox, just because that would mean we've had, what, 4 teams this year from Asia go international?
Yeah.
Would be kind
a
of
cool story.
Yeah. At the same time, you do want to see them go deep. For now, though, 9-10 wants to make sure no one can get deep into his bomb site, but misses are hardly conducive. Zacher is just a monster unleashed. 3 kills for him on the entry. I'm really loving Zacher's rifle arc, Michael, I have to say. Be it insane lurks into this B bomb site where he just finds a double or a triple kill all alone, or this is second entry positioning.
Yeah, it is wild that he's gone through this metamorphosis into being a rifler. And for it to look as good as it does, you know, he went from being that star AWPer on the team where we were thinking like, oh, Starry as the rifler, those two, tough to beat as a package deal. Now Zacher in a lot of instances, especially recently, is the star rifler. Scary to think where the ceiling is. And maybe even further along his career, he'll go back to picking up that AWP. You know, we see some of the best players in the world. We're talking Zaiwu, Simple, Shiro. I'm not comparing him to them, but they like using the rifle just as well as an AWP, and you can see some great highlights from them on the
Michael, I fully agree with you. You just can't compare Zanker to those players. I think it's better to compare him to Prime Get, right? Yeah, I think that seems fair.
Yes. Still a lot to prove. Lynn have missed out on so many international opportunities. They find themselves in Pro League, in Group D at the very least. So that will be a few weeks away, but booking themselves into the Australian continent would also be a nice thing to add to the tally. If they deal with the Mongols, like the Mongols are definitely the most favorite team probably to go through this particular close qualifier, given that, you know, Cyclone are kind of between organizations and they've sometimes struggled in these big pressure games. But even in this full gun round, G starting with a kill, but there's a flurry of frags happen very quickly. We only 20 seconds out of spawn, find ourselves in a 3 versus 3.
Techno likes his ninja spots. Rotating back towards the back of the bomb site. He's going to be caught out, spotted. Zacher gets the better of him as he does every single time. 21 and 12. This man has been an unreal force on the T side.
Blitz being found out as well on the backstab attempt. This is a save, no doubt about it. Just the impact that Zacher is finding is... It's irreconcilable. Yeah, I don't know how to say that word properly. Irreplaceable.
Inimitable, if you're looking for the replicability.
Yeah, it was
I don't think that's a thing. My brain, it's inimitable.
I know, but even if it's not a word, my brain can't handle those syllables in that sequence.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Irreparable.
Yeah, we had good positions and good rounds from Mzinho. You know, that's really why this has been a bit of a redemption map for him. But getting onto the CT side has not been as fruitful for him. Or for many of the players here on the Mongols. And this is the position where, you know, early into the CT effort from Lynn, we actually saw them get aggressive towards A main, you know, trying to apply pressure. They had these nice double hold setups in middle, for example, dealing with the investigations of players like Techno, like Blitz. But we have yet to see that level of variation, or for those positions to even have any real importance because of the way that Lynn Vision are kind of adapting even when they find themselves in prickly situations.
Oh, wow! Right into Blitz's face, he goes starry. This time they want to start things off, and a great flash will mean 9-10's been forced away. These flashes keep on coming. He's got a smoke in his hand. That'll just reveal his position. Spam time, baby. Mzinho can't provide any cover. 9-10's trying to play it outright. Nicely done with more tags. Techno now comes in. The cavalry has arrived, and 9-10, well, he could be very grateful for that, even if he did put up a stalwart defense on his own. Emilia now 1v3, starting off the first with a bad spray, and can't really follow through with any more as a result.
That round is all on 9-10 shoulders. Had he died as soon as westmelon came out swinging from heaven, the round is over. Even if they ran straight through towards a connector, the attention would have been raised by all those remaining Lynn Vision players on the A site hit. And, I mean, just dropping that smoke and being able to play around with it barely took a lick of damage for his troubles because of how close to that wall he nestled himself into. Just really well handled. The urgency was there for the Mongols, and they do break through. We came into this half 9-6. That's the Mongols' first round on the CT side. Let's see if that's enough to break the ice. Mongols having full-blown conversations now.
Well, some conversations need to be had about what's going on with Techno. Unfortunately, he's just not able to find anything. Westmelon and Starry with some quick entries, and Blitz is hardly going to be expected to do too much there. Maybe they need to stop having conversations, Michael.
Yeah, maybe talking over each other. I don't know what's quite happened there. Oh, okay. Didn't get to see it, but those sounds are pretty ubiquitous. Instant shots are great. Lynn, nice collapse on the B bomb site. And, you know, I know there's a few kills that came in from a number of different Lynn Vision players, but really it was the effort of Starry there, closing that gap as that kind of first man in, where his fancy footwork, even just on that pillar on the back of the B bomb site, really made a world of a difference. You know, getting that Molotov down towards Temple and then not overexposing himself to Blitz, let them set up for a double peek. And that's where, you know, that was the one saving grace that the Mongols might have had, is that would they anticipate that Blitz was even there? It certainly seemed to be taken into account.
They seem to be just completely without answers on their last limbs. A force fight would be going a long way. Also, so much to ask for. Astica is just another in a line of entries that Lynn have been finding on this B bomb site. 9-10 can try and put up another hero performance, but 2 kills just isn't enough here. Blitz's flank gives him some hope, but even that's now been sussed out. G's up, ready to take a peek forward. Flash is avoided, but it's also taken away the time that Blitz had an advantage. Mzinho, 5-7 spotted out, and 3 players will be kept alive for Lynn Vision as they are now up 14-10, where they were once upon a time down 7-1.
8-1.
8-1. God damn.
8-1. Out of the last 15 rounds, Lynn have won 13 of them. It's wild to think that that impressive a start from the Mongols is now once again in that kind of same position that we were talking about on Nuke. They had a good lead, and they have let it slip. And they're playing exceptionally well all the meanwhile, but we've yet to see these adaptations from the Mongols actually do much of anything. Like we were sort of talking about on Nuke, it really feels like the momentum has totally shifted. A flash in for Techno, but there will be a trade right back. G was caught by the same flash that was the undoing of westmelon. But we're now back into this 4 versus 4 where Lynn have been very good at actually building off of a round like this.
Astica will be given an opportunity over here if he wants to try swing out wider, but with an AKA waiting, he has to be so sharp on the shot. Emilia, in the meanwhile, only has Mzinho to contend with. Player who has had his fair share of struggles as well. Zacher, considering it, you know he likes to get aggressive on the lurk, but trying to go back to the A-bomb site or further into middle, it just seems suicide ops on either side, and Mzinho's spotting up players, pushing through utility. And now finally his quiet time is over. A great double kill, but Zacher's still alive. A 1-on-3. Only one player separating him from the bomb, but that player is too much. And Mzinho, great triple, and Mongols continue to have some life in them.
Yeah, Mzinho has actually had a bit of a slowdown. You know, I know he got to 20 kills, but had been trapped at that for quite some time, adding 3 more on that defense. Very good to see him as well. The fact that they tried to run through that smoke, it was the same thing that kind of sparked the comeback for Lynn Vision on that CT effort. We saw the Mongols running through quite a few smokes themselves. Maybe that was Lynn just limit testing. The limits are being tested now thoroughly, though. That economy that was looking rather healthy now is dried up here for the Chinese squad. So lose here, and the Mongols should be able to bridge that gap even further. even though the Mongols money is not in the best of spots either, they do have a pretty healthy loss bonus, so might be able to still squeak together a buy.
Boosting up there. There's nothing to find. Mongols, this adjustment to leave mid completely empty. Blitz has been abused there many times over. It might be something that actually comes back to bite them. Lynn are going for the full slow peek through, and Mongols have shown no indication of wanting to actually push through B or anything like it. 9-10s pop the smoke out, and now they can still slow down. There is a lot of time left on the clock. They're hunting for Blitz on the rotate, and they will find him, but not before he gets a kill. And a nade out will not matter. Starry finishes him off, but this rotation will be coming out from Techno. His death means his B bomb set is almost empty. They know Hastika is the only player who actually likes to play there with Techno, and with Blitz dying as well. Hastika almost could have found a collateral one that he desperately needed. But now this B bomb set is given up.
Fresh Molly. And now both players coming in from dark here on the Mongols. Might be do or die, sink or swim. Emilia dropped already. And that bomb, not exactly planted in the best of positions to actually contest from CT. No, actually, it's wide. Enough that Zacher can get an eyeball on it. Should spot the cables if they stick it, but realizes that's not the case. The flash is good, but now just trying to stick that bomb. They're going to go for that full commitment, and Starry not spamming for it. Not exactly the best of post plants. And the Mongols will take this round away. Starting that retake 2 versus 3. The Mongols still afloat.
I'm so surprised that they actually let a kill out to dark over there. Maybe it feels like they were just expecting Mongols to push through the Molotov, maybe, because there's no other reason to neglect it like that. You can't rotate that quickly out to B main, and you already have CT covered off, so just kind of weird to see that initial pick going the way it does. But yes, you're right, absolutely. If the bomb was planted a little bit better, it still probably doesn't matter at the end of the day with the flashes being as good as they were.
Yeah, in theory, with them planting 4 CT, you would expect it to have been fully rounded past that little half wall that can kind of obscure a CT. You know, I thought they were comfortable with just simply spamming it, and maybe it was the fact that that AWP was no longer a part of the post plant. Got taken out by good cover. Again, the mid-round adjustment from Lynn Vision was pretty on point. Just the execution in the final moments. A few hiccups, a few speed bumps.
Hastika, though, he's going to be a big old speed bump. 2 big kills. Techno's right there with them, using the smoke as a one-way. And with the immediate double-double, Lynn Vision will be forced back down, not just to losing ways, but also to probably a half-buy. Maybe not even that.
Yeah, likely to be a tie game. Feels like we're projected to go the full 30. No, Zacher reveals, and Blitz catches him in the back. Nice adaptations from the Mongols here on the CT half. You know, we saw the same thing from Lynn in terms of conceding mid-control, having those extra players floating around the bomb sites in particular. And because they have that extra man there, they feel much more able to go for these more aggressive defensive setups, or even just taking that risk and peeking into B main. Those 2 quick kills from Hastika, followed up by Techno, really just punching it right into the gut of the Lynn Vision offense. Not even really committed to a full half-buy, just pistols and no armor.
Yeah, but I don't know if I really rate this this commitment into Deagles. Emilia's kill is nice to see, but I think their loss bonus is probably just 1900 at this point.
I think you are correct, yeah.
Ellen? Oh, no! Not the shift crawl through into the Deagle. That's something you can never afford to miss. Could have been a rifle recovered, a 4 versus 3. Plenty of time. Techno now once again making a move, and he has really started to bring that performance together. Starry will find a frag, sure, but Deagle substitution it does give him a chance. There's a rifle to be recovered and a bomb that's been planted. Could look to contend before looking for the rifle, and that's another shot found. Starry almost lines up the final as well. 3 kills for him, just reminding Mongols of the fear of God, but the economical damage will be insignificant, at least in the upcoming round, but at least it's great confidence to be built up for him.
Yeah, holy hell. I mean, that was a position you weren't expecting him to get much accomplished with. These slow peaks from Techno, he just got away with so much. And even in the kill that Starry got onto him, it seemed a little bit labored. But yeah, the following 2 kills were just so pristine. You almost feel like he deserved to win it, but doesn't always fall that way. The Mongols still keeping some of those good times afloat. We're guaranteed all 30 rounds, and listen here, whoever loses here won't have the best of buys moving into the following last round of regulation. G even finding Hastika off of spawn. A deep peek in dark that wasn't accompanied by much utility on the CT side, and they're punished for it.
Mongols sticking to the double up setup might also be something that's been a little bit too read into at this point. And Blitz has taken up his previous position in middle. Sorry to contend with him. Spotted out, I believe, as Blitz did chuck out a couple of bullets just for good measure into a back that was no longer standing. Techno, gotta be careful about these timings. This could work out against you. Smoke down, and he will be retreating. Molotovs exchange, so it's an even battle of utility, but in a 5v4, now turned to 5v3, the A-bomb site is completely vacant, and Lynn Vision, they might be about to walk into B. Zacher.
Oh dear.
He likes going for these plays. Zacher, though, does he realize Techno is around the corner this nearby? If they're committing to the B bomb site, this is going to be terrifying. You're walking into maybe your only losing condition, 9-10, and is off. They know where it is, but it's still fighting away. And instead of Mongols being able to stack up, this might be worst case scenario for them, where their stack loses and they lose their guns, but Blitz is still alive and kicking. Emilia, position known from earlier on. Blitz has got every advantage. The clock is his friend. His position is fantastic, but he no longer knows where Emilia's coming in from. What a shot to close it out for 15. Lynn, by the skin of their teeth, will walk to a match point.
Oh, then they almost fumble the bag. I mean, a 5 versus 3 where they're going into the one bomb site that hasn't seen a single casualty on it. There was a real justification for them to just simply probe with Emilia, who sat outside of A main hoping that somebody pushed through, hunted for information. But the Mongols were ready to pull the plug on that round if Lynn went to that A bomb site. They were just going to try and save because they knew that prioritizing having that extra cash, having those extra weapons would matter so much here in this 30th round, and it came so damn close. Only one survivor, one last man in Emilia that saves the day. And the Mongols come in with a couple of pistols, 3 rifles. It's not the best. No kits for post plants, and we've seen retakes aplenty here on Anubis. Lynn Vision may just pull this one off.
Is there a mix-up available, planned? Aggression out from A is expected, but middle is what's contested. And contested only by the T side. Lynn will have free real estate. Something that is hard to get in today's economy.
All about timing.
Maybe they haven't read the fine print on this contract, Michael. 2 players close by on A, and Emilia was considering exploring, but decides against it.
They also want to peel away and actually posture up for a B-side take instead, and the Mongols players were actually on the move, but they've realized the error of their ways, still sticking true to that 3-man defense. Last time typically it's been Zacher alone in from dark, but now he has a friend to accompany him. Do they anticipate a second man?
They even anticipate him at this point. They're thinking he's going to be pushing through over here. Flash is good. No, it's a second smoke. Hasika moves in, and Emilia is right out into the B bomb site. They've got all the entries they need. Blitz might find one, but it's not enough. 4-on-2 and Mongols. They can say goodbye to this upper bracket. 9-10 will maybe give them a chance, but Zakher is just swift to take it away. 28 and 19. It seems like he's just unstoppable. 9-10. Up on the other side, at 16, Lynn Vision will get the full upset. Mongols can't get it done on their foray back domestically versus one of the top three. It is a fantastic series coming out from Lynn Vision.
Yeah, I mean, they were down in both of the maps in this series, and they were able to clamor right back and put Mongols in.